Hi guys, welcome to Charities Baba USA, your number one channel. I'm here. I think my car is showing me a signal, so I have to move up a little bit because I don't want to hit my husband's truck. There, trying to reverse my car, guys. Gosh. Now it's gonna prompt me to go to where I didn't want to go. Oops, there. On top of the curb. That's not good. That's not what a good driver does. But I do have to turn because I didn't turn properly. So how are you doing? I hope you're doing well. That truck has taken all the space. Oh my gosh. All right, now we're good. So I hope you're doing well. My name is Charity Nganga. This is Charities Baba USA, your number one channel. I am reversing my car, but now I got it. So I hope you're doing well. I'm also doing very well. Today I want to talk about a question that actually, it's not a question, it was a suggestion that one of you made. I think in the first of the comments that I got from the video that I posted this morning. And that's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about the DV lottery. It's almost here, guys. Actually, DV 2025 ends on September 31st. That's when their fiscal year ends. And when it ends, it ends. So, I don't know if this is good news. That's my smoothie. Or this is bad news. But not so many people got their 2NLs. Not very many people, which is kind of unfortunate. But like I said, and I've always said on most of my videos, immigration laws have changed during this regime. Most of the things have changed. So if you don't get it, do you think that you're going to get it? I don't think so. It is sad, but it is what it is. So about after September 31st, and you are DV 2025 winner and you haven't received your 2NL, then just forget about it. So that's how it is, you know. So many things have changed. And that's why I tell you guys to read. Information is good. If you have time, go to travel.state.gov, look at their website, read what's going on, and then you will find out. I know that for DV 2025, I think close to 30,000 people are going to miss. Like they just will not get interviews. Their visas are not going to be available. And that's just how it is. So after that date, just know that that one is gone. And October 1st, they start thinking about DV 2026. And if you want your DV lottery 2026, then pray hard. Because I know that you spend a lot of money to process it. If for us, we spent close to 1 million and it was 10 years ago, I can imagine how much someone is spending right now with all the inflation. You know, it's a lot and it's sad, but it is what it is. So now, let's talk about DV Lottery 2017. That's the one that you guys are going to fill out. Is it 2017? I think, yeah. So the DV Lottery that's going to start in October. Let's talk about that, guys. Now, they have said, do you need a passport? No, not necessarily. You don't need a passport. But it's important. I always say that if you have a dream, sometimes it's good to work on it by faith. So if you win the DV Lottery, you will be required to have a passport for you to travel. And maybe you can think about it later, which is still okay. But that's on you, guys. So I'm not going to tell you that you must have it. Because I do remember there was a time that they had put that it was a must that you did your application, you had to have the passport. And I'm telling you, most people were not able to apply. Because guys, if you're from Africa, getting a passport is so hard. And not even from Africa, guys. I'm telling you, even here in America, there's some people who do not have American passports. They are US citizens, but they don't have American passports. Immigrants, if you are in good standing and you have the right documentation, most immigrants, they have passports. And even their kids have passports. But this is because we travel. We travel back home. We want to go and see our people. And the only way that you can travel is with your passport. So you'll find that most immigrants, they have a passport because they have that need for it. You find that for Americans, they really don't need it to travel because America is so big. It's really big. And if they want to go from, maybe I want to go from Kansas, I want to go to California, I want to fly, most of the time you don't need a passport. You do not need a passport. So most people do not have it, but they still travel. But you find that as immigrants, we do have passports because we have to travel. Now, let me talk about what you will require. Because you're going to have to know that this is what I need and this is what I do not need. Now, this is how to successfully apply. Because even if there are some people who did not get it, it's still okay to talk about it. It's still okay. I hope my AC is not it's not making all that noise. So what do you need to successfully apply for your DV lottery? There might be charges. Maybe $1. And $1 is a lot of money, guys. Right now, if I think the shilling is trading from 123 to 127 shillings, so just $1. So if they put that fee, then you have to pay for the fee. If you don't have to pay for if you can't pay for the fee, then you can do the application. So that's I wouldn't say like it's a deterrent for people not to apply. Of course, it's going to be a deterrent to some people because some people cannot afford it. But what I'm saying is that fee might be there. And of course, there's going to be instructions on how to make the payment. Now, the other thing that you will need that is very, very important is information. Make sure that the information that you're putting there is correct. So make sure that your names are correct. Make sure that you include your kids, and including your kids means including even your adopted kids. And adopted kids are not kids that have come to live in your house just like that, and you have lived them for a long time, with them for a long time, and now you think that you have adopted them. No, adopted kids, you must have a legal document to show that you have adopted them. They belong to you. So very, very important thing. How old do you have to be to apply for a DV lottery? I would say 17 and 5 months or 4 months. If you apply when you're 17 and 4 months, by the time the DV lottery is, and that is, that's when you think about it, like literally, and you do the math, you apply today and you're 17 and a half, by May you will be 18. So you'll be eligible to continue with the process. And still, if you are still under your parents' care, you find that they can apply and add your name, and you can apply for yourself. So that gives you 2 chances. Do we apply like as many, if it's a lottery, you think that you can apply, the more you apply, the more you win. No, DV lottery is not applied like that. Normally, you just do 1 entry. If you are a spouse, you can make 2 separate entries whereby the main applicant, it can be the husband, and then the wife, and then the children. And then the wife can make her own application, whereby is the wife, is the kids, is the children. You can do that because those are 2 separate entities, 2 separate individuals, and everybody can apply for the DV lottery. So you can do that. But I know it might be hard if those charges are going to be enforced. You find that sometimes people are not going to be able to do that. But if you're able to do that, then well and good. The other thing is that let's talk about marriage. And the thing about America is that they do recognize other people's customs. They do recognize the cultural, the cultural diversity. I'm going to give you a good example. For example, when I go to work, there are so many people that I meet. I might meet a Muslim. I might meet a Spanish person. I might meet an African. I might meet an Asian, like so many people, and everybody has got their own culture. So you find that when we are doing our own, like we are getting to know the patient, we normally ask them if they have anything they would want to be considered, which is very, very important because everybody has got their own customs. And why I'm talking about that is that I know a large population in Africa, people are married, but they don't have the legal paper to show that they are married. That is, if you're married customarily, and people are like, yes, I don't have the marriage certificate. Can I fill out this person as my wife? Yes, you can, because it is through the custom. Because if you look at it very closely, for example, where I come from, before your parents let you do a white wedding, there are some steps that you have to accomplish. There are some things that you have to accomplish for you to be able to get there, whereby you can have a wedding, So if you have your wife, you married them customarily, that is your wife, make sure that you put her there and you put the kids over there. So it's important, guys. And like I said, as we did that, and then when we won the DV lottery, we didn't have that legal paper. We had been married, yes, we had kids, yes, but did we have the legal paper for showing that we were married? No, we did not have that. So what we did is when we got it, because, you don't know, it's a lottery. So we did a wedding, and then we had the paper. So we were not doing a wedding literally because we wanted to fake it. We just wanted it to be legal, like according to American standards. According to American standards, we wanted us like to have a paper to show a proof to show that we are married. Now, what if, for example, of which it can happen or it cannot happen, they had asked us, let's assume that they had asked us, like, why did you do your wedding at this time? Like, what proof do you have that you had been married before? Of course, we had kids, and there's so many. If you have been married and it's a genuine marriage, guys, there is always some supporting stuff. Even if you don't have a marriage certificate, and you have that marriage certificate that you got after you won your DV lottery, then you will have something to support, like to show proof that you have been married, that you didn't just do it to benefit from the DV lottery. Because what or some of the rules of immigration is that if they suspect or they know that you got married so that you could benefit from the green card, the chances of you not getting the visa or not getting the green card are, like, I would say, like 99.9%. Okay, so you gotta have to know that. So another thing is that the African custom, sometimes in some cultures they allow men to have many wives. I normally don't have so much to say about that because I'm against I've never supported like polygamy or whatever. But you find that, let's assume you have 2 or 3 wives and you want to fill out your DV lottery. So who are you gonna fill out with? That is gonna be upon you. But to know that even if you have 2 wives, then there is no way that you are gonna fill your DV lottery and include 2 spouses. It doesn't work like that. So that will be like a decision that you have to make on your own and know what to do. Now, another thing that comes up is divorce, is separation. So they tell you in the rules, because they have a handout of the guidelines that you're supposed to follow for you to successfully apply for the DV lottery. So what do the guidelines say? The guidelines says this: if you are married and you have been separated by a court, I'm quoting what the guidelines say. This is not my words or anything. I'm just quoting what the guidelines say. You find that, and you're separated. Maybe you are separated so that you can decide on distribution of wealth or distribution of debt. then you must include that spouse, even if they are not going to benefit from your devolutory success. So that spouse that you're separated from, you have to include them. Okay, so separation is just not just like you ran away and no separation. There has to be some documents, proof to show that you are indeed separated. What about if you are divorced? You're divorced, maybe you had kids, but you went ahead and divorced. Do you have to include that person in your DV lottery application? No, you do not. So the guidelines clearly state that you do not have to. What about when it comes to the children? Maybe they are a shared custody whereby you find that both of you, even if you are divorced, you put your differences aside and just had a common goal for taking care of your kids. You find that to some extent, when you win your DV lottery, even if you are divorced, you will need a little letter, a tiny agreement, a tiny, it's like a permission from one of the parents to allow the kids to travel. So they will ask you for that. What about if you got married? No, you didn't get married. It was a come we stay or one night stand, like you just met someone, you got pregnant, and you don't even know their whereabouts, and you have taken care of your kid from day one. That is where I normally say, because not all of us have gone to school, and not all of us have the power to know what to do. You find that sometimes you might try to ask for legal counsel, whereby you go see a lawyer, ask like, what can I do? What can I do? Because I've taken care of this child by myself. I don't even know where the dad is, or maybe the dad was there, but they are just not in the picture. So, and they will tell you what to do. Most of the time, they can tell you like they can help you to acquire a document that says that you are the sole custodian of that child. There is no other person who takes care of that child, which is going to be very beneficial. Because when it includes minors, I tell you guys, when there are kids involved, there is no joke. You're going to have your things right. You're going to have your things right. So very, very important. Now, the other thing is education. They normally require a GED. They also have another specification that they say that you must have a job that if you don't have a GED, that you have a job that has a 2-year minimum experience. And I am quoting from the guidelines, guys. You can get those guidelines for DV lottery application on the website travel.state.gov, so that you can get more information, guys. Because you need to know you need to know. So you find that having a GED is important, because it's not gonna it puts you a step further. But if you are in a certain trade and you need to show that you have a minimum qualification of 2 years, sometimes it becomes tricky. It becomes very, very tricky. Although you can, and that's why I'm saying, if you don't know something, just go find a lawyer and they can advise you accordingly. They can. But 100% you didn't go for a GED and you don't have anything, can you apply? No. But if you're married and your spouse has the GED or they went up to high school, then you can be able to, they can apply and they can put you as a second applicant. Now, when you have your certificate, your GED certificate or your high school certificate, I know that by the time we didn't need a verification for the certificate, but I know later in the years, because they change these rules every day, later there were some people who came after us. They were asking for the verification of that certificate. So if you had a certificate, yes, you have it. They would ask for a verification, and most people would just go to the main institution that is for education, and then they would get a verification to show that for sure that is their certificate. That is, there's a lot of fraud going on, and that's why those measures are there. So I hope we are clear on that. Now, the other thing that you have to think about is your DV lottery photo. Very important, guys. Your DV lottery photo must be accurate. I'm going to attach a video about the DV Lottery photo tool on this video so that you can look at it and know what kind of photo do you need, because they have all that information in that website, guys. And if you want to apply for a DV Lottery right now, you should, you should research. It's important to research. But I know that most of us, either we don't have that time, or most of us just don't do it. But having lived in the US now for 10 years, I know that information is very, very powerful. If you know something, I'm telling you, you can go far. So, and with information, even when you listen to my video, you'll be like, she said this. Let me go and verify. Is it true? Like whatever she said. So it's important for you to go and research. And that's why I normally say that go research on yourself. I think there's another video that I had done like a few years ago, whereby I read all those guidelines. And that's why I don't refer to them anymore, because like I said, I like to do a new thing or a different thing every time. But I can quote from those guidelines and tell you, like, this is how you're supposed to do it. Now, so remember, your DV Lottery photo must be accurate. So I've talked about spouses, I've talked about kids, I've talked about your marital status. Those are important because all those evolve or they revolve about family. You're going to have to get those ones right if you want to be successful in the DV Lottery application. Now, the other thing, when it opens up, it might be hard for you guys to get into the website because everybody in the world is doing the application. So even if it doesn't work out at the beginning of the days, you can keep on trying until you get in, because eventually there is a whole month to do the application. Just don't wait until the last minute. There are some people who are like, oh, if you apply the last minute, you're going to win. No. The DV Lottery is computer generated. It's not someone who goes to pick it. I don't know, and most people do not know like the whole criteria. But what I know is that it's a random selection from a computer, and then your name is selected. That's why I normally say that if you won the DV Lottery, like you're the luckiest person, like the luckiest person, like very, very, very lucky. And you find that winning the DV Lottery, does it mean that you have, like for sure, that you will come and live in the US? Nowadays, it's a no-no. Because remember, the visas that are given are only 55,000. And I'm telling you, millions of people do apply for the DV Lottery every year. So you can imagine if people are going to pay that $1 or whatever amount they're going to be told to pay, you can imagine how much money is going to come in as revenue from the DV Lottery. But does it mean that even if you pay that $1 or whatever amount they're going to charge, that you're going to be selected? No, because it's a lottery. Does it mean that when you have been selected, that you are going to be successfully process your DV Lottery? No. Like all that is, you only say and no, because when I do remember when we got our visas, we had gone for the interview, we had passed the interview, we got the green paper, and then we had to wait a few days for them to send the passport to the post office. I do remember that paper was written that getting it does not guarantee admission to the US. Like it doesn't tell you like, oh, you have gotten this now it's a must that you enter. No, it doesn't tell you that. So it's always good to try. I'm not discouraging you guys, but what I'm telling you is that this period, the people who are waiting for their 2NLs, we only have like less than 7 days to go. They might not get it. Do they need to apply again? I think they can, because you don't give up. Even if you fail, you just get up. If you fall down, you get up, you wipe the dust, and then you move on. So you can still do the application, but I cannot guarantee that you're going to get it. Especially the laws have really changed, guys. The laws have really changed. And, even those people who are living here and they are not in good standing with immigration, or they don't have the right papers, everybody is scared. Oh my gosh, I'm telling you, everybody is scared. But what I can say is that you try the DV Lottery. You never know, because, even when the rules are very tough, the hand of God never fails. What I know is that if God said that you're going to get it, believe me, you will get it. So that's good for you to know. So I hope that I have touched on most of the things that you guys need to know about the DV lottery. The sun is very blind. The sun is very blinding. If you come here and you don't have a badge, you know you can't enter. Like that person came in, they don't have the badge. Now they are going back because nobody is gonna, like, nobody can open for you because you have to open with your own badge. So it's like a key. If you don't have the key to open that gate, you can't come in. You're gonna have to go and park somewhere else. Huh? So that's why when I am leaving my house, guys, I have my badge on myself. So guys, whatever that you're doing, you see, when you open, it closes immediately. So I have to open it for myself. If I don't have my badge to open, then I am doomed. I am doomed. So if it's safe, it feels safe to park your car over here. So guys, I hope that I have touched on most of the things. So this video will like guide you on how to successfully apply for your DV lottery and increase your chances of winning. Or being selected for the DV lottery. So guys, if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, kindly consider subscribing. Thank you for always in what I do. I am here. I'm gonna find some parking and I will see you in another video. Thank you and God bless you.